And though I'm glad that the police are an unusual force. They're called a police force, and it's interesting because there's no fire force. You know, they're firefighters and firemen. They're generally called firemen, or firefighters if you're feeling dramatic, I guess. Firefighters. And the whole fireman thing is generally viewed in a positive way. They're both emergency personnel, but it's very different the way we perceive them, right? Because the police, there's a certain edge to it, right? Because as I say, the firemen, well, first of all, policemen, they in theory, they're supposed to fight bad guys. That's the idea, they're bad guys. And then, so even though it's not a gender-specific world they're saving, they always say bad guys. Because it would sound weird if they said, "What do you do for a living?" "I fight bad girls." Wow, is there a cover charge? Whereas firemen, what do they fight? They fight fire. They fight an element. I fight fire. What do you fight? I fight wind. I fought the east wind for years. You know, it's a lot more sort of romantic, you know. And the thing about the police that I think is that, well, it's a matter of when they show up, you know. Because when you want a fireman, when you see a fireman, when you phone them up and invite them over to a location where you wish to see them at that point in time. And you don't see them before that point. You don't see firemen milling around downtown. Oh, we're not going to start any fires, are ya? They're happy people. They have a house with a brass pole and a dog, you know. They get bored, they make a calendar. And the closest thing they have to that sense of dramatic is the pole. They have the pole, you know, that Batman kind of thing, you know. We're going to work, you know. It's like everyone else can use stairs, apparently not them. I think it's just so they can leave the dog behind. But what we have in this particular instance is because really, to a certain degree, even though there's a lot of seriousness involved in being a police officer at times, we have a hall monitor who's wearing a cape. That's the situation, right? Because you give someone a position where they have authority, right? And then it warps out because there's a reason they're there, and then all of a sudden it warps into something that's completely bizarre. So as I say, so you have a hall monitor, don't run in the halls, and all of a sudden they're wearing a cape and they go, "Okay, you're wearing socks, are you?" You know, and they could make you run, those look like fast socks. And I don't think you have fast socks. Look at how slow his socks are. Look at that! Those are slow socks. But, at any rate, we shall continue things along. We shall, Is there a force? Yes, we talked about that, didn't we? Shall we trust the force? Well, I'll trust the force that's coming up on stage right now. I've heard is not only talented, but very interesting and talented. So not just like, yeah, they're really good, but it's just like, yeah, they're really good. I always like that. It's so much better than, you know, the other one. But, we got to have another round of applause in this. There's going to be lots of these over the evening, so you better, you know, get your hands warmed up. And this time, let's have a big round of applause for Mika Tubenschlag.